Hey, what's up YouTube? Skybadger here, and I'm back with another video in Call of War 1942. This time, I want to focus on morale. So, a game in Call of War will be won by the person who can best manage their morale, not by the person with the biggest army, most money, best units, or most resources. Although all of those things help, they are all products and benefits of a high morale. I know that sounds hard to believe, but let me explain. It really is simple. The higher your morale, the more money and resources you produce. The more money and resources you have increases the rate at which you can upgrade your production ability. The bigger your production capacity means you can build more troops and faster, and in larger numbers meaning a bigger army. And we all know that having a bigger army makes world domination a lot easier. But it all relies on you upholding a high morale, and this is where people get lost and start to fall apart. They will make little mistakes and damage their morale and think nothing of it. But over time, if you repeat these small mistakes, the hole just gets deeper and deeper. It works just like this. If you have a lower morale, you make less money and resources. The less money and resources you have makes it harder to build up your production ability to account for the losses of a low morale. And the less money and resources you have means you'll struggle to build up troops at the same rate to keep up with others, and before you know it, you're a very easy target. So how do you get and maintain a high morale? It is actually very simple. Keep all resources in positive production from the start. As many people will know, if you run out of food and can't feed your people, then you will start to lose morale, and the longer you can't feed your people, the worse it will get. This also happens with the other resources. Avoid being at war with more than one person at a time. Being at war with one person will put a -5 bonus on your morale. Two people is a -10, 3 is a -15, 4 people is a -20, and 5 and above is a -25. So you can probably guess why that's bad. Build forts. Most people will tell you not to do this, as you could use these resources elsewhere, and they are right. You need to know when to build them to help your morale. Unless you're a superpower that towers over everyone, it's not a good idea to mass produce forts to boost your morale. What is a good idea is if you move your capital away from your core, you should leave forts in their place to uphold a high morale. Moving your capital. This is another good idea, but just be careful not to move within range of your enemies. And remember that although it will increase your morale in the new area, its absence will have an effect on where it was in places far away. The new province will get a +40 to its morale, and provinces around it will also benefit from being close, as the distance to the capital bonus will be smaller. And remember the tip from before. Move slowly. Speed is one of the most important elements of this game. Having it will make victory easy, but it also has its downside, and sometimes slowing down can help out a lot. I have seen allies of mine march across whole continents without stopping, and when they get to the other side, they're left with a very unhappy nation that won't recover. And then 400 points worth of land rebels and joins me. But that's not the point. The point is watch your morale and move slowly so morale can regain and recover as you move forwards. Use counter-espionage to stop economic saboteurs lowering your morale, but only deploys counter-espionage if you are aware of a problem. Another good tip is provinces that border with a province or someone you are at war with will give a -5 bonus. So my number one tip is to protect your capital at all costs and always try to get your enemies. Losing your capital will immediately lower your morale in all provinces by 20, while capturing an enemy's will immediately increase your morale in all provinces by 10. If you can capture an enemy's capital multiple times, this will have a devastating effect on the economy, while raising your morale quickly. Capturing a capital is also a good way to ensure land doesn't rebel. A +10 can normally boost a province above the point of rebelling. Just to show you how much morale has an effect on your production, have a look at my average morale. It is currently sitting at 58%. And to be honest, it looks like I need to take some of my own advice. But back to the point. I'm only making 318 food per hour, but if I raise my average morale above 80%, I can make almost 3 times that amount of food per hour. That's a huge difference. One last thing I want to say before I end this is, I'd like to point out that morale updates at day change unless you have lost or captured a capital. So there's my advice on how to gain and uphold a high morale in Call of War 1942. If I have missed anything or got something wrong, tell me in the comments. Next time, I'll cover the extreme importance of artillery. So if you want more, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.